Welcome, dear listeners. In the last module, we started with the story The Overcoat by Ruskin Bond. We had read that the narrator was supposed to go to a party at the Caparia's place, but he did not want to go. Thinking that it would be impolite, he summoned all his strength, put on many layers of clothes to keep himself protected from the freezing cold outside. On his way, he meets a strange girl. Now, let us read further to know more about this girl. She must have been 16 or 17. So, she here refers to the strange girl that the narrator meets on his way. She looked rather old-fashioned, long hair hanging to her waist and a flummixy sequin dress, pink and lavender, that reminded me of the photos in my grandmother's family album. Here, the narrator is talking about the physical appearance, the physical attributes of the girl. He says that she wore quite long hair that reached up to her waist, and he calls her old-fashioned. Why does he call her old-fashioned? See, the kind of clothes we wear and the kind of hair we wear define our style. And maybe the kind of hair she wore and the kind of dress she wore was not in trend. Maybe she was dressed like the women did in the older times. As is given here, that reminded me of the photos in my grandmother's family album. So, the narrator here feels that the dress sense of the girl is quite similar to what he saw in his grandmother's family album. And he defines her dress as a flummixy sequined dress. Flummixy is something which is mysterious, that confuses you. And the kind of dress she was wearing was rather confusing for the narrator because it wasn't in trend anymore. And it was sequined. Sequins are small circular disc-like things that are sewn on dresses. The color of the dress was pink and lavender. Pink and quite pale blue color. Lavender is pale blue color. When I went closer, I noticed that she had lovely eyes and a winning smile. So the narrator goes closer to the girl, and now he realizes that she had lovely eyes. Her eyes were really beautiful. Her eyes were attractive, and she had a winning smile. A winning smile is a charming smile that attracts you at the very first sight. So the narrator says, "Good evening," I said. "It's a cold night to be out." So he wishes her good evening, and he says that it was quite a cold night to be out. "Are you going to the party?" she asked. So a question arrives from the girl's side, and she asked the narrator, "Are you going to the party?" So maybe the girl was also going to the party, that is why she knew about the party. And maybe she was dressed like that for the party. "That's right, and I can see from your lovely dress that you are going too. Come along, we are nearly there." So the narrator replied that he was also on his way to the party, and like a gentleman that he was, he praised about her beautiful dress, and he also told her that she could come along with him as they had the same destination. She fell into step beside me. To fall into step means to walk alongside someone matching their steps. So she started walking beside the narrator, and we soon saw lights from the Caparia's house. So they had reached their destination. It was the Caparia's house where the party was held. Shining brightly through the deodars. Deodars are a kind of trees that are found in Himalayan mountains. The house was shining brightly because of beautiful lights. The house was shining so brightly that it peeped through the deodar's trees, and the house could be spotted from a distance. The girl told me her name was Julie. So I hope that you must remember she is the protagonist of the story, Julie. We have already discussed this. The name of the girl was Julie. I hadn't seen her before, but I'd only been in the hill station a few months. So the narrator says that he had shifted to this place only a few months ago. So maybe that is why he could not recognize her. Maybe that is why he did not know her, as he did not know all the people there. So he says that he did not know that girl. He hadn't seen her before. The girl was a stranger to him. The girl was an unfamiliar face for him. Now, the narrator and the girl have reached their destination. Let us find out what happens there. There was quite a crowd at the party, and no one seemed to know Julie. There was quite a crowd at the party means that there were many people present there. And among all of those people, not even a single person knew Julie. Julie was a stranger there. She was not known by anybody there. Everyone thought she was a friend of mine. All the people present there thought that Julie was accompanying the narrator, that she was a friend of the narrator. I did not deny it. The narrator also pretended that she was his friend. He did not deny that she wasn't a friend of him. Why? Let us find out. Obviously, she was someone who was feeling lonely and wanted to be friendly with people. The word obviously means something which is clear, something which is understood, that need not require much explanation. It's clearly understood. So it was clear that that girl was feeling lonely and she wanted to enjoy with people. She wanted some company to forget her loneliness. She wanted to be among friends. She wanted to be friendly with people. She wanted to have a good time. So that's why she came to a party where nobody knew her. And maybe that is why the narrator also went with the flow and did not deny. He let everyone believe that they were friends. And she was certainly enjoying herself. Looking at the girl, anyone could say that she was having a great time at the party. She was surely enjoying there. Certainly means surely. I did not see her do much eating, but she flitted about from one group to another, talking, listening, laughing, and when the music began, she was dancing almost continuously. She was completely wrapped up in the music. The narrator observed that she did not eat much. I did not see her do much eating. She did not eat much. But she flitted about from one group to another. Flitted means moved swiftly, moved quickly. Means she kept on going from one person to another. She kept on moving from one group into another, and she kept on talking with all the people. She kept on listening to what they were talking. She laughed with them, and when the music began, she was dancing almost continuously. Means she was dancing throughout the party. As long as the music played, she danced. She was completely wrapped up in the music. Here, wrapped up means engrossed. She was engrossed in the music and she couldn't stop dancing. She was having a lot of fun in that party that she couldn't stop herself from dancing when the music was played. She was having a gala time. Gala means to have a fun-filled time to have a lot of fun. She was celebrating, she was rejoicing, and it was quite evident. It was clearly understood. It was obvious that she was having a lot of fun. It was almost midnight when I got up to go. So it was time for the narrator to leave the party as it was midnight. So he got up to leave the party. As I was saying goodnight to my hosts and wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, Julie slipped her arm into mine and said she'd be going home too. So the narrator got up to wish his hosts. Who were the hosts now? The Kapadias. Yes, he got up to wish good night to Kapadias and to wish them and to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. So now we know why the party was hosted. It was organized as it was the Christmas